So Quartararo, the last of our 12 riders in this Q2 session that's going to venture out on circuit. You can hear Fabio himself saying, let's go, 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 go. And he does indeed go. Heading out onto the circuit then is Quartararo, at the moment in second place, which I think if you'd have said to Fabio last night, having missed out on a spot directly into Q2, 11th in practice, you'll be on the front row, he would have snapped your hands off, no doubt about that. What then can Marc deliver late on in this session? At the moment, on course for what would be his worst starting position on a factory Ducati, his lowest grid slots so far this year have been a trio of 4 places in silver for Aston in Austria, as we just mentioned. But there is plenty of time for him to solve that situation. Morbidelli just being informed that he has got the 93 for company.
He was moving around under Bezzecchi's. He was trying to get it stopped for turn 1. Marquez is still sticking in behind Frankie Morbidelli, and I remember Frankie Morbidelli with some interesting hand gestures to Marc Marquez once upon a time when he was being followed by him in a qualifying session. I don't think he'll be worrying about that at this stage, but of course with a near 1 kilometre, in fact it is a kilometre long, the start-finish straight here, a slipstream particularly useful. Marc Marquez now is going to slot in right behind his brother by the looks of it.
Yeah, the ideal candidate to follow, isn't he, right now? Alex still holding that provisional pole position, but as you can see on the screens, that is already coming under some major threat, because Pedro Acosta halfway around his current lap, his 6th lap of this session, and he's making it count. This is brilliant once again by Acosta, tips it right now through turn 9.
Morbidelli jumped out of the way into turn 1. He didn't want to tow Marc Marquez around. Alex Marquez, though, is the rider now doing it. Alex Marquez also going very quickly in the first sector. Acosta has picked up time, and without Ayagura to worry about into turn 10, he's now on target to potentially set a new all-time lap record.
Yeah, could be just his 2nd ever pole position in MotoGP. He did it on our flyway run in Japan at the back end of last year. Acosta charging halfway through now the 4th split. Over the line, the Gian Antonio goes 2nd in Q1, up now to 4th place. Only a whisker off the front row himself. Oh, we're looking at history though here from Acosta. We are! Pedro Acosta take a bow, 137.840, puts Acosta on pole position.
He's fluffed his lines in a few qualifying 2 sessions this year. He hasn't on this occasion, but Alex Marquez wants pole position back. He hasn't had a pole position since the beginning of 2023, back in Termas Rio Hondo. That was, of course, in wet conditions. Can he now end his pole drought at the perfect place?
There is work to do, plenty of work to do as far as Marc is concerned. 175 points clear in the World Championship going into the sprint this afternoon. 8th at the moment is Marc, and making no sort of big inroads towards that top 3. Quartararo on another strong lap. Alex, though, now absolutely mullers the fastest time ever. Just behind him is Marc, who leaps up from 8th into 2nd, but Alex Marquez with an incredible lap, a 137.536. Only Marc and Quartararo within half a second. Ayagura, look at this. Acosta and Agura on the charge. Quartararo still clinging on to a place on the front row of the grid. But what a lap from Alex, a 137.536. Absolutely sensational.
Quartararo into 2nd, albeit not a very close one. Acosta's previous lap did get cancelled for track limits at the final corner, so that's why he's now 4th, although he might be about to regain that 2nd place. Surely, though, Alex Marquez's 37.5 is unassailable.
Mid 37. Who would have thought that would be at the pace coming into this session? Acosta and all the hard work to be done once again as far as he's concerned. He's on his last flying lap now as he goes sideways on the brakes. He really is attacking hard on an RC16 into that first corner. Here's his teammate Brad Binder, of course, who led the way on Friday afternoon. A brilliant performance yesterday by the KTM star. He's had to tackle, though, this Q2 session wary that the bike he sat on is the only bike at his disposal in this Q2 run. At the moment, Binder down in 10th place, potentially looking to push himself up inside that top 6. Let's see how he gets on in this 4th sector. Just ahead of him sits Marini on the factory Honda. Binder 10th, over the line he goes. In fact, he actually lost a place because Marini leapt ahead of him. Morbidelli goes up into 4th.
Acosta absolutely torched the first sector, but he's had a poor second sector. Gian Antonio is also going very quickly. You can now follow his progress on the bottom of your screens as the Marquez brothers start their final laps of the session. At the moment, they are both on the front row of the grid. Marquez did tell us yesterday, Alex looks the strongest. He's been proven correct this morning.
Yeah, he's been a spot-on assessment, that, wasn't it, by Marquez. They now charge through turn 3. So careful not to generate too much wheel spin there. Wheel spin creates heat. Heat means a big drop off in grip, so that's going to be a significant factor at play in the Grand Prix here tomorrow over 24 laps. Mark versus Alex, 93 versus 73. That's been the tale of the tape, hasn't it, so often. Oh, Mark was nearly down. He wiped the front out there, down mid-corner through turn 5. And that's over as far as Mark's pole chances are concerned. He was almost on the deck through 5.
He did go all in, and in the end, he nearly lost it all into turn 5, but he will still start on the front row of the grid. There is no one out there at the moment who is going to change the situation. And after 2.5 years, and what a prime time to do it, what a place to do it, at home at the Catalan Grand Prix, Alex Marquez finally has ended his wait for a second MotoGP pole position.
17th pole of his career. It has been well worth the wait. Termas was a special one, but this will feel even better. Pole position in front of his home crowd. We're looking forward to Mark. He was so close to disaster there, wasn't he? The inside camera from turn 5, that front, that's not the angle it should be making. It's another spectacular, it's another textbook, trademark Marc Marquez save going through turn 5. Just look at him digging that left knee and elbow into the tarmac, just desperately hoping that he doesn't lose control of that GP25 Davide Tardozzi. Tranquilo, Mark, tranquilo, Mark. I'm not sure the old ticket can take too much more of this. Fabio Quartararo has had a stunning Saturday. It's him that splits the Marquez brothers on the front row. Quartararo himself got down to a 1:37.803, which was a tenth faster than what he managed to get through fastest in Q1. 875 days after his previous one and only pole in MotoGP at Termas de Rio Hondo. But this will be extra sweet to do it in front of his home crowd.